you. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hey, Max, Jay, Steph, Greasy, Chris. How's everybody doing? Morning, morning, morning. Tuesday. Let's have a good Tuesday here. NFP week this week, so don't forget. NFP Friday. That means I won't be trading on Thursday. Morning, David. And today we have 9:45 news. So 9:45 news. Let's not forget that. All right, this is what I was looking for. All right, I'm thinking price is going to go up, and then I think we're going to run down. But let's break it down real quick before the market opens here. All right, the daily chart right now, and we're into this little bit of a consolidation. All right, I'm basically looking at this range we have going on here where we made this high, made this low down here, right? So kind of looking like that, came back up, and now we're just like in this consolidation a little bit. There's not really much really in this area that interests me. We still have this daily fair value gap up here that we have not reached into. Now we have this swing low, which is last week's low. We have this swing low, and we still have this volume imbalance down here, which was actually a new week opening gap. So, I mean, at some point, probably with NFP, we're going to run down here or we're going to run up here. I mean, obviously. So, just kind of waiting and not expecting too much until then. The 4-hour chart, I don't really have much going on here either. This fair value gap right here that we had, this big drop in fair value gap right here, we finally did rebalance it now. We rebalanced it, but then in this move up, like I don't really have anything. It's not much. So all I really have is same thing up here and then below. The 1 hour, not much going on there either. The only thing I really am looking at here on this 1 hour is we did in the overnight print this fair value gap right here where we came down, took these lows, and immediately came back up and rebalanced it. So we'll see where we go from there. Not much from there either. So with all that, whenever I have not much going on in those higher time frames right there, I really have to look and rely on the lower, on the 15. I mean, I do that anyways, but I have to really pay more attention to this 15-minute. So we're still inside the London range. We never took the London high or the London low. So we're still inside that range. And you see this big 15-minute fair value gap, all this gapping here. Well, we rebalanced that. So now, kind of like yesterday, I'm going to look and see, now that we rebalanced that, are we going to, and then I was looking at this fair value gap here that we inverted. So I was looking to see, all right, are we going to come back up? Maybe tap the 8:30 opening price, maybe midnight, and then continue to drop? Or are we going to go ahead and head up? So there's a couple options here. There's a couple things. I was looking, I always look for what's obvious. So I still have this from yesterday, this sell side liquidity. To me, this is still very obvious. Some smoothness there. So I'm looking at that sell side liquidity. We never closed that opening range gap from yesterday, so that's still there. So we have this smoothness, new week opening gap, a lot going on down here around the 400 to 450 range. Okay. So I'm looking at that. And then from there's not much on the long side. Like, yeah, we have just some single highs, right? So when I zoom in, now that I have that, I want to zoom in and see what's going on. And immediately, like another thing that draws my attention is we have this low and this low. It's kind of close, but you got to remember the more time that passes, right, from across, the stronger those relative equal lows are going to be. And especially if they're like equal lows. But here, we also have that 15-minute fair value gap and a 1 hour one. So this is basically like true support, right? So I think we're going to come back down sometime through this. I just want to wait and watch and see if we're going to go up and take London high first, If we take the London high, then I'm definitely going to be looking for a short to come down. And if you look here, we have some relative equal lows here so that's where my minor sell side liquidity is. So if you look at all this, I mean, this is smooth right here. We have this low, which is 590.50. This low right here, which is 590.50. This low right here, which is 590.50. And this low right here, which is 590.25, 1 point smaller. So you have 1, 2, 3 candles with the exact same low. So like I have no doubt price can come back through here. So that's why I have a minor sell side liquidity. Now, does that happen during my morning session? Maybe, maybe not. So you just got to wait and see. But now that we ran up and took the London high, I'm definitely looking for a short through this minor sell side and potentially through the London low. And we'll see if it keeps going or not down here. I don't know about that, but that's what I'm looking for this morning. And then, so if I go, so you can see on the 1 minute chart what that minor sell side looks like. Look at all that smoothness there. That's what I'm looking for. Looking for price. And then if you go to the 5 minute, so I actually found it on the 5 minute. I looked at after 7 a.m. I marked my 7 a.m. right here, and I wanted to see if anything's happened since then. Has there been any relative equal highs or lows created after 7 a.m.? So immediately my eye was drawn to this low. And that's when I looked over here and said, well, yeah, we created relative equal lows. And I started looking at all these lows to see, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's smooth. That looks too obvious for me. So that's why I marked it. And then I went to the 15 minute, and it's all there. So now we did a nice run up here. And, you know, it might not come back down there during my session. It might do it in the afternoon. It might do it another time. But for me, this is an area that I'm definitely looking to target. And then obviously, you can't marry that bias because sometimes the market just wants to go straight up or the other way. And that's whenever I rely on the 15-minute chart. So like if it doesn't come down and then we just start going up and creating fair value gaps up here somewhere, then that's whenever I just wait till price comes back into it, see if it trades through it and inverts it. If not, see if it continues long from that 15-minute fair value gap. That's literally like all I do. If it doesn't go the direction that I thought that it would go. So now that the market is open, oh, hold on a second. Let's bring my news up here so we don't forget. We can't forget about the news. So now that the market is open, I'm looking for a run down here to that 590.25. I'm looking for an opportunity to take a trade down there. All right, so good morning, Peter, Enrico, Benton. And I know there's different types of traders, you know, there's different types of trading strategies, things like that. So, hey, if you have a different analysis or if you have a different setup, by all means, you know, take your setup. There's no wrong way to trade, in my opinion. If you have money management, risk management, that's the way to trade. Like, you can take the simplest strategy, put a good money management plan behind it, and as long as you have the discipline, you could be successful. I mean, that's why I like trading. That's why I find it funny. Like when I see people arguing about strategies, like, no, my strategy works better than yours and this is better. Like, okay, maybe some give you better probabilities, but like that doesn't mean you're a better trader than the other person. That's why also I don't like competitions. Like you see these like weekly competitions or daily, I'm like, that doesn't prove anything. That's just marketing for these companies that do that. That's just marketing tactics to get people to do it. Like, that's why actually, if I ever did a competition, it would be the Robbins Cup because that's a year long. And they have the quarterly ones. I think quarterly's good enough. But, like, trading's a long game. You can't prove anything that you're a good trader in a week. You can have just one solid week in the market where you go long every day and you can't lose. Like, how does that prove anything? Anyways, I just randomly thought about that. All right, so I'm looking right here. I want to see this get inverted. Like it looks like it wants to do. I'm going to see an inversion happen right here. Okay. Now, what I don't want to happen is it just runs straight through everything without me. Because y'all know that can happen. Yeah. That's the one annoying part sometimes that I hate. And there's nothing you can do about it. You just got to live with it. Where it's like, okay, I know price is going to go down here. Or I know price can go down here, or like high probability. And then you're like waiting for an entry, and then it just runs down there, and you're like, well, crap, there goes that. Oh, look, it reached down to this little fair value gap right here. Little fair value gap right there. All right. So a lot of times what happens, and this is where I'm going to be looking for a breaker, a bearish breaker, where you have this run up. It takes a liquidity level or whatever, and you see a run, right? Boop, up there. And then it comes back down. And it might even look like a little market structure shift. And then what happens, you get in, you go short, but the market just goes, does another run up, and then comes down. That happens often. But that's why I love looking for a breaker. Excuse me. So we have this run up. We came back down into these fair value gaps, right? Now I want to see a higher high. And I want to see a fair value gap. Like, I prefer a fair value gap happen when we make that higher high. And then we get an inversion. So then we'll have a bearish breaker, right, with an inversion in that last leg up. That inversion right there is what I always refer to as the golden inversion. That sucker right there, I'm going to short that. Whether we have, like, I prefer on this move down a fair value gap with it too. So then you have a fair value gap, an inversion, and, you know, a bearish breaker, and it's like, okay, now we have like a lot of PD arrays stacking, looking like we're going to go short. So if you just wait for stuff like that, it shows up so much. And, you know, that's why I want to have a little patience this year of doing stuff like that, like really looking for just solid. And I know it's not going to happen all the time, right? Because, like, it doesn't always happen. But when you see it, that's whenever you're like, all right, this is a no-brainer. Those are no-brainers. I want more no-brainers. But I'm not going to just wait for that and be like, oh, we didn't have a breaker. I'm not going to take this short, because then you're going to miss a lot of trades. That's why you have to have good, solid risk management. If y'all didn't see, the 90% off for Apex ends tonight, but the PA fee did get extended. I know yesterday I said I hadn't heard anything. I just saw this morning they did extend the PA fee until the 11th. So I believe that's Sunday. Is that Sunday? So if you are getting 90% off, yeah, it's Sunday night. So if you do buy more accounts than 90% off, you have this entire week to get them funded. And remember, there's NFP Friday. Just saying, lots of volatility. That is not trading or financial advice. All right, so we just wicked up there, which is fine. But there's no, like, bullish, bearish breaker, no inversion or anything that I like. Now, we do have this inversion here, but it's not like what I like to refer to as the golden inversion. Okay, so it's just an inversion. All right, so we wait. We be patient. Now, remember, 5 minutes, 9:45 news. That's why I have this. And actually, I should make it bigger because I almost didn't even see it. All How y'all doing this week? How did everybody else do today or yesterday? We got a small chat today. Small chat. Hey, Erlen. And I think I saw ICT say something that he'll go live again in February. So I'm like, well, that's where everybody's going to go. Everybody's going to go there and watch his lives. I love when he's live. The reason why I like when he goes live, not for me to watch. I don't watch him while he's live or if I'm trading because I want to do it on my own, right? But I love it because after I'm done trading and later in the day, I can go back and compare what I saw versus what he saw. And that's when he went live. Was it last year? Was it in 2025 or 2024? One of the years when he was doing his lives. That helped me so much get better because I kept going back after I was done and comparing what did I see versus what he saw. And then it started getting like freakishly exact same thing that I was seeing that he was seeing. And I was like, holy crap, I think I'm getting it. And it just gives you confidence. Yeah, Will. Man, that price action yesterday. If y'all didn't see, I did my little recap video. And yeah, Will, I saw your comment. I kept it under 20 minutes. All right, let's see. Hold on. Let's see what we have right here. Let's see if we get this little fair value gap here, which it looks like we're going to. And then I'll drop down to my 15-second. We have another little bissy right here, so that might halt price and let us get an entry. Let me get an entry. All right, so let's see if we can get an entry here. Drop it in the 15-second. All right, we got it pulled back into that fair value gap. Now let's see if we get a 612. Let's see if we get a short here. See if I get an entry here. Oop. Yep, I got it. I'm short. All right, we got it. My stop is going to be right at this high. Ooh. Let's see. Ooh, that went straight through. Wait, did I get that? You know what? Yeah, no, that was an entry. Okay, it didn't work out. That one did not work out. Yeah, we closed and we went below. So, hey, it just wasn't ready. It didn't work out. Go back to the 1 minute. See, it reached back up to this candle here. But that's what I like too. I only had, let's see, what was that? A 20 point stop. 11, 21, 30, 22 points. So that's okay. See, this fair value gap right here caused it to bounce and kind of struggle. I thought with this, when it hit it, came back up into this, I thought it was going to push it through lower, but obviously not. So let's see. Oh, I forgot. I didn't forget, but that's probably happened because the news in 1 minute. This probably didn't work out because of the news. But, hey, I liked it. All right, so now we may do that one more run up. Hey, let's see what happens here. Dang, I probably should have waited. I forgot about the news. I was just talking about the news, and I forgot about it already. I literally just said, it's 9:40. We got news in 5 minutes, and I forgot about it. Oh, well. At least that was only a 20. That was half my risk. Okay. Yeah, so that kind of sucks because that could have been avoided. All right, news is over. Now, I'm not going to get too too I'm not changing my bias yet and thinking we're just going to go long just yet cuz here's another run up and I want to see. I'm not convinced yet cuz I want to see this. Oh, look, we got a suspension block here. We got a suspension block. Maybe this takes previous day high. It might be ready to go long. You see, we have this suspension block because that is going to be a volume imbalance here, volume imbalance here. We might get another one back to back. I forgot about the news. Now, here's another thing, though. All right, so this is what I'm looking at on the 15-minute. So we have yesterday's high, right? Previous day high. If we get close and don't take it and pull back, then we're probably just going to pull back and then run through that high and leave. If we leave relative equal highs, that's what I'm going to watch for. Okay, never mind. We just blew through it. Now, I mean, hey, we might just be heading straight up to that daily fair value gap at this point. So let's see. All right, previous day high. Got nothing but suspension blocks in this, which I don't know. I don't know if that's going to hold up. You got to be careful going long in here. Because what I like to do when you have a leg up like that is to measure that entire leg. Here's the halfway point. To try to take if you're going to long it, somewhere in the lower half of that leg. Because if you try to long this up here, it could pull back harder on you. It might not, but it might. But that's also what the 15-second confirmation helps you with. So like if I mark this out, you can watch it. I'm not taking one right now, but I'm just showing that you can watch it. Look at this. I'm waiting for right now because this is pretty volatile, and this is a news run up right here. So I want to make sure that it's not just running up and then going to look to rebalance below. Because that can definitely happen as well, where, you know, you get a news run or something and it runs up, doesn't mean it's just going to keep going. Like it could, right? Like we see that it could keep going, but you know, does it want to come up, rebalance some of it, and then keep going, or does it want to come up and just keep running? Like I'm going to wait until it cools off a little bit. We got plenty of time. Now this one did hold. It might be ready. It might just be running. At this point, so what, and because we had the previous day high right there, like you got to be careful if it's going to do a sweep, right? So that's what I was kind of talking about, if it's going to sweep it and then come down. But at this point, it looks like we're just going to keep running up to that daily fair value gap. So I might look at this fair value gap as potential entry. All right, go to the 15-second. Because I have this daily fair value gap. Like, I'm very confident at this point we're going to get up there. It's just a matter of when, right? So, like, do you take a shot? Do you not? I'm looking at my 1 minute. Because even though you're on the 15-second here and it looks like it overshoots that, on the 1 minute, like, all it did is trade down into an up close candle, but it's not inverting at all this fair value gap. So it's nothing, and I'll show you that in a minute. Because if you just look at this 15-second, you'd be like, oh, it didn't, this fair value gap didn't hold. Well, if you're looking at the 1 minute, it actually did hold. And actually held pretty nicely for now. Now we are in this new week opening gap right here. Oh, you know what? I forgot to check for opening range gap this morning. Oh, man. Okay. I'm messing up. I got to get back on the ball since I haven't traded. I'll show you in a second the opening range gap that I just looked at. It hit the midpoint of it perfectly. Look down here where I got in or after it bounced, like there's the midpoint of the opening range gap right there. Like I shorted right into the midpoint of it right whenever the news happened, or right before, a minute before news. And that's all stuff that goes into my trading journal. Yeah, well, because here, let me switch to it right quick. You can see look at the bodies. It wicked, but look at the bodies. Respecting it nicely for now. For now, right? Like, we'll see. And I like to see price stay above this previous day high now. Like, stay above it. Maybe if it accumulates a little bit, that's fine. But stay above it. That way it can ensure that, you know, we'll have a run go and not a sweep and come back down. And it might accumulate a little bit inside this fair value gap if it wants to go higher. But like I said, it could pull back. So just be a little patient right now, and I really need it to. Now, here's where you got to be a little careful. On the 1 minute, look at the wick right here. You got this wick up, and look where the bodies are closing. So, like, the bodies are not really closing anywhere inside that wick right now. But let's see. Might get something here. Close right at it. Let's see if we can come up above it. Oh, okay. I'm long. I hesitated. Got in a little late there, but I'm long, and I'm gonna aim for the daily fair value gap here. It's hitting this new week opening gap high, but all right. Let's see if we go. I got a bad feel. Am I in with all my accounts? Yeah, I am. This is where yesterday, the exact area I was trying to long up to there. So if we fail again today and don't get up there, that'll suck. Not really, but it's just it'll be kind of like, you piece of crap, NQ. All right, we might get this fair value gap right here, which it looks like it. So that'll be good. That'll be a good sign. Another fair value gap above the previous day high. I like that. And I'm just going to hold this right here. Keep my stop there. My stop's at about another 20, 25 points. So if I lose this one, that's all the risk for me for today. Now, if this does come back into this fair value gap here, then I'll drop back down to the 15-second chart and see if we get another confirmation to go up. It's not going to change anything because I'm already in the trade, but at least that'll give me confidence that it will go up. And then if it does go up, I could tighten my stop up if I want. So, let's see. It is always a little bit of a scary thing to be longing at the top, what seems like the top, but it's not really. Let's bring this over. A little volume imbalance right here. All right, now we hit this 1 minute fair value gap. Let's see if we get change in state delivery here. And if we do, that'd be great. It could come back and retest the previous day high, because I've seen that happen. Yeah, I saw gold and silver going straight up again. All right, so we got a closure above, but now we need a candle to go above this high here to have more confidence. And then if I wanted to, I could move my stop right up here and have like a 7-point stop, but I'm not going to because I'm still in my allowable risk because I want to give it some of the room that it needs. But I could lower my stop right there, reduce my risk if I wanted to. But really, it should not come back down to where my stop is. If it does, then it's definitely not going to work out. So I'm going to go back to the 1 minute now. Might get another little fair value gap right here. So as long as we keep getting, bullish fair value gaps, some bissies as we keep going up, that'll be good. And look how it pulled back right here to my initial change in state of delivery. All right, I rebalanced that so there's no fair value gap. I'm just going to sit tight. Check something over here. Check something on my other chart real quick. We're in some higher time frame wicks to the left. But man, I just don't see why it shouldn't keep going. Unless if price just really wants to save some liquidity for later in the week. Now remember too, when it goes up that high, that far, that fast, if it's not going to do a pullback, a lot of times it'll go into another little reaccumulation phase. And have to accumulate a little bit and then continue to push up. So the only thing you got to worry about is if it decides to pull back. So hopefully that's not the case today. Hopefully it just goes in this little, see how it did a little accumulation here, shot up, accumulation, and hopefully we get a little shoot up there and not take out my stop. And see right there, if I had tightened my stop, I would have been stopped out right there. That's why I didn't want to tighten my stop. Doesn't mean the trade is going to work, but I want to give myself the best chance possible. Now I need to see. Now I want to see displacement up. At this point, we pull back into that fair value gap another time. Now I want to see that displacement up and all the way to that daily fair value gap. Your target's 818 for the day. Yeah, it could get up there. That's right about the midpoint of that daily fair value gap. Definitely could get up there. Just above the midpoint. We're failing to displace now. Like I right here, I wanted to see the displacement higher. So, not loving it. Doesn't mean it's over or anything like that, but I just want to see it go ahead and displace up. Still accumulating, is still closing above this fair value gap, so that's good. Just waiting for that displacement up. If it takes this high, I might consider moving to break even. If it closes above the high. Because that'd be 20 points. That'd be about halfway to my trade. I don't know. I typically like to move to break even once it's more than halfway. Once it's about 70, 80% of the way to its target. So, or to my target. So let's see. Let me take my entry and go to my target there. That'd be at about 782. 75%. So about 782, I'd probably move to break even. Or I will move to break even if it gets to about 782. Let's zoom it in a little bit. Come on, displace. Give me the displacement. Do we have anything on the 5 minute? I haven't looked at the 5 minute in a while. Not really. Let's get some displacement here. Come on. It's just failing to displace. Don't like that. All right, now I want an immediate rebalance of this bar right here. If we don't get an immediate rebalance, because see, we're about to close this candle down here, and we're going to have potential fair value gap, a SIBI to go down. So this is not looking good. So this next candle, I needed to immediately rebalance this. Otherwise, it's going to be a loss. Right here. I need an immediate rebalance all the way back up to here. Can't leave this open. Traded right back down into this. I need a complete rebalance here. If it leaves this open, then that's not good. We are not looking good. Don't like it. The market just does not want to get up there with me in it. We'll see. And that's the danger of going long up here. It could do that pullback. Yeah, see, we didn't get any immediate rebalance, so at this point, I'm not liking it anymore. I mean, it has to go straight through and invert this for me to feel any comfort at all. Yeah. This one's probably toast. I could, once this gets up, if this pulls back into this Sibby here, I could exit and try to get out at break even. Or close to break even. But I don't know if it's going to come up there before it hits my stop. Nope. This, no good. Ah. But hey, all you can do is manage your risk. Manage my risk. So I'm still within my allowable loss limits. So if this does come down and nail me, which it looks like it will, then it's all good. It's just you don't want to start the new year off with back-to-back losses or back-to-back losing days, especially when you did so good. But that's also where the discipline and mindset and all that comes into play, because you can look at it and get frustrated and try to change things and say whatever you want to say, but hey, it's just the way it happens. Like, you can't change anything. The probabilities are, the numbers going to work out, and you just keep doing it. Just keep tweaking what you can tweak and keep reviewing and keep moving on. So that's it. Oh, great. Trump just came on. I knew he had a 2 p.m. speech. That's lovely. While I'm sitting in a trade. Maybe he could say something to make the market skyrocket. Well, I'm already chalking this one up as a loss anyways. So I like to do that because I like to mentally prepare myself, where once I see a trade look like it's probably not going to win, like it should not win, I already pretty much tell myself it's a loss. I consider it done. That way I don't get, disgruntled or anything about it. Now, what I could do is go ahead and exit right now, because I don't know that we invert this, but let's see what I want to do here. I don't like that Trump's talking. But let's see. Let's see. I'm going to give it its chance here. Give it a little chance. If we create an inversion here, that'd be great, but I don't know that we will. But so the reason why I want to give this a chance too is this candle coming up, we may get a BISI right here for him. So if we get that, so what I can do actually is move my stop up here to reduce my risk, because if this comes down and gets me, that means it'll rebalance and not get that BISI right here, this fair value gap. But if we get it, then I'm fine. But if we don't get it, then I want out. So I reduce my risk some. Now, if this closes and leaves it, then I can move my stop back to the original location, if that makes sense. But we have not inverted this one here, but we did rebalance it. Or I could just go to break even. But but if we get this BISI right here, I do like that. So we got that BISI. So I am going to move my stop back down to where I originally had it. Because now, if it takes that out, I want out. But now I believe we can... But Trump's talking. Dang it. Forgot. Trump's talking. All right, let's see what happens in this This BISI right here. Even though we did not get an inversion, we did rebalance it. Because if this becomes an inversion, yeah, probably should have just got out. But let's see what happens here. Actually, I'm going to move my stop up below the bodies, because if this gets inverted, then I want out. So I have like an 18-point stop now. Hindsight, I probably should have got out. Trump's talking. That's probably why I should have got out. Let's see. The volatility is getting a little wild. This usually doesn't end good for me. All right, I'm going to go to break even because I don't care anymore. I just want out if this doesn't work because Trump speaking is making me nervous. Not going to lie. All right, cool. I'm at break even. Cover little commissions there. Whatever happens, happens. All right. Made me nervous saying Trump speaking. But thank you. Thank you for mentioning that for sure. Because that helped that actually helped my decision making for sure. Or it influenced it because yeah. I don't have my Discord up, which I should. I should have that up. Because I have my news feed. My news feed there. All right. Well, see what happens. I feel like I'm going to get knocked out, but never know. Regardless, this is it for me, especially with Trump talking. Whatever happens, I'm done after this. Maybe he heard me. Yeah, I doubt it. Oh, are you going to hit my stop? If he's talking, the market's probably just going to stall and keep chopping up, accumulating, whatever. I don't think it's really going to do much. Yep, there we go. I'm out. All right. We'll take my little loss for the day. That's exactly why I want out right there. This is no environment that I want to be in right now. It's just crazy. I keep trying to target the low of this fair value gap, and it just keeps failing in the same. Yesterday, the same area it failed. Today, it's failing there, although we have Trump talking. Yeah, who knows? Man, I looked on Forex Factory. It had him at 2 p.m. Small profit for the day. Nice. Hey, that's good. I'm at about half my loss limit, so I'm good with that. You don't want to take a red day, but hey, small loss is fine. Well, and that's the thing. When he's just talking up there and just rambling, the market's going to do what it's doing now. Nothing. About to be 10:21. See what happens here. So this one here is the one that would have been the best, but I still, in hindsight, wouldn't take this trade right here. The reason why is because the previous day high was right there. We ran up, closed here, came back inside that previous day range, and I would not have determined yet if this is going to be just a sweep or a run above. So that's why, in hindsight, like you could look at this like, yeah, that's the one that won, but I still more than likely would not have taken this in any other day, just because I like to look at that, because that when you get to a level like this, like previous day high, you always got to determine are we going to have a sweep there or a run? And a sweep is basically where it sweeps, right? Liquidity and comes back. Or a run is where it does that, maybe accumulates, and then just keeps running. So, and I didn't have I had more of a reason, in my opinion, like more of an obvious target to the short side than long, especially since we opened. And I mean, yeah, we opened and we kind of came down a little bit, but we didn't really take any liquidity levels I was looking at. So we did come down and then run up, but it's not something that I love. And I have this daily fair value gap as a target, but to me, like, it's not an obvious target that price has to just go to. Like, I think eventually it'll get there. But whenever I see the sell side liquidity like this, like how I mentioned at the beginning, that to me is more obvious that I believe the price is really going to be attracted to. So until we get there, I'll just have to keep monitoring it. Let's look at the 15. Hit that fair value gap right there on that lower quadrant. Back on the second. And that's where it created it. Yeah. Dang, look at this. We do have relative equal highs right here. 120.25. 111. About 10 points. 10 points off. Anyways. All right, yeah, that's my time here. Hey, it is what it is. Kind of sucks to start off with 2 red days, but hey, all good. As long as Trump's talking, I don't want to part of the market, and I don't think he's going to stop in the next 10 minutes, so. Oh, now we have, so like, see, this is what I was talking about. If we didn't come down, now we have these fair value gaps, right? We had this one. And then we have this one now. So at this point, I would wait. Like, it may go straight up and hit this fair value gap, or it may pull back into this 15-minute one. So really, I would like to wait until it pulls back if it does pull back. And that's also previous day high there. See if it pulls back into this, and if it goes long from there, or if it wants to invert it and head down. It's pretty much what I look at when the market goes straight up in one direction. But anyways, yeah, that's a wrap. Remember, we have a bunch of news tomorrow. NFP Friday, so I won't be trading Thursday. And then, we see where we go from here. It's early. It is early. I took 2 red days in a row, but we got plenty of time to turn that around. And it will, as long as you keep your risk. I keep my risk management, and I stay within my rules. It's going to work out. So, all good. All right, y'all. I am out. I will see y'all tomorrow. And, hey, or in the Discord, wherever y'all are going to be. All right. If you're going to keep trading, as always, trade well, everybody. I'll see y'all tomorrow.